go.
Yes.
This is the Good Luck Oriental Totem Pole. It is a house plant that might outlive you. It's the
Correct.
very first house plant I've been able to keep and have not killed. It's the only house plant. I got it a couple years ago when I did my first Roberta show because I listened to Derek, I listened to his Uncle Court, and they said, this is so easy to maintain, you don't have to baby it, and we have it for you at a QVC price of $23.64. We began with 5,000 for the season. I have 850 remaining. This is a great story on the totem, Derek.
Yes, you know, because we're a fourth generation family business. This is the plant which started it all with my great-grandmother in the New York World's Fair in 1964. I don't even know if that fair goes on anymore.
I don't know, we'd have to Google that.
It used to be a big deal, you know? And so she started out with this totem pole, just a dinky little cutting. Went wild, realized, you know, I want to start a business, and it just kind of kept up like that. What we have today, though, is something very different than what my great-grandmother started out with. Because, you know, we're looking at the same plant, but what we're able to offer after, you know, many, many years of growing these in the fields and having such long-term connections is something which you'll never find at a big box store or, you know, your even like nice little boutique-y garden center, because these are very, very old cuttings from trees that are like 20 years old. And so when you get this home, you're starting right off the bat with an old, mature stock there. And I'll show you, you know, this is what you can have in the house. It is a house plant which doesn't require any direct light. You can grow it in a basement. Watering only once or twice a month.
Something I can handle.
And it stays green year round.
It is truly beautiful. I got it because at the time I was living in a townhouse, almost all the rooms, very, very little light. And so I trusted you guys, and I thought, I wasn't even intimidated. There were no roots when you get it home in the totem. It's just a stick, but you plant it, and all of a sudden it starts taking care of itself. Now, how many years to where we see where the plant you're holding and the height and the foliage?
Well, actually, this is only about 1 year past the time that you'd get it, because you see, this is the beauty of starting out with an old stalk here. You can see they're about the same size. All these leaves, they come very quick. Let's just go over, you know, what happens when you get this home, because
because it'll look like this. Mine did when I got it home.
And you may be tempted to put it in your fireplace.
Or if your husband, you know, he makes you mad.
Just leave it laying around. Exactly. So, but here's the thing. You'll notice one thing. It's covered in wax on both sides, a green end and a red end. And the green end we're not going to deal with. Now the red end, this is the interesting point here. So we want to scrape off the wax, and you can see how easily it comes off with a butter knife. I'm not going to get it all off now, but it'd take about 30 seconds, scrape all that wax off. Now, once you've removed it, you can place it into a vase or little container of clear water, just like that, and leave it in there for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, you may or may not see leaves pop up. At that time, you're going to plant it. It could look like this, but it may not.
I'm going to just tell you, I did the whole 8 weeks. At 8 weeks, I did not have a leaf. But again, instead of sitting there and going, oh, here I go, didn't work for me, and poo-pooing it, I still did what you said, and I got it into a planter. And then within, like, honestly, like a week or two, all of a sudden I saw the leaves.
Yes,
and then it
so
started
because
growing and doing
what
its
we're
thing.
doing here in this stage is not trying to grow it, we're trying to rehydrate.
Okay.
Because these logs, you know, everyone needs a log, right? They're actually soaking up all that water. Yes, they've been dormant and they've been dehydrated. So what we're doing is rehydrating, kind of waking them back up to life. And then when you put them in the soil, then they know, all right, now I'm going to start making my leaves. So then put it in a pot, and, you know, essentially you can leave it in this one pot for many, many years. They can live for decades, actually. And that's why they're such a great houseplant, because they're extremely low maintenance. It's basically a plastic plant in terms of how much care you require, but it does add that nice energy to a house. You can see here, you know, in other countries, in Asia particularly, these are known to bring good luck, as the name implies there, as well as fortune, longevity, prosperity, and you'll see them in many places in the household. They kind of fit anywhere as well. There's a growth progression. Picture's going a little fast, And then this is them outdoors where we find them. You know, they come from a very remote location in the world. We've been growing them in the fields for over 20 years.
Wow.
So it's something very special for us, but we love bringing the joy of live plants into other people's homes. There are so many recorded benefits, but essentially it's just bringing that dose of good energy to any room.
Absolutely.
And fresh oxygen.
Yes, that's
as
what I
well.
always say. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of great faux plants out there on the market. They can be very, very expensive, but truly, there's still nothing quite like when you have a real plant, knowing that there's this living, breathing thing that's contributing back into the environment, into the surroundings for you, the energy that it is essentially giving off for you, and in this case, the good fortune it's meant to bring. So it's a wonderful gift to give to somebody, especially maybe somebody who's, you know, starting a new job, who's going to be moving because of a new job. Maybe your grandson or your son or daughter coming up for graduation for kids, because it's so hard to not be able to be successful at this plant, but also as a symbol to start a whole new life, their new adult life, bring them fortune, something living, something beautiful that you can move apartment to apartment, no light, little bit of light, even if you have a really sunny room. It can work anywhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. Anywhere in the house. It doesn't require any, you know, windowed light. If you want to put it in a nice sunny window, that's great. But I've personally grown these in places where the sun didn't shine, like a basement with no windows. They do great. And that's what's so cool about them, because no matter what your need is, they're like, all right, I'm happy.
And I love the beautiful colors of the leaves.
Yeah,
I love
the
thickness and
there.
sturdy and the striations, the light and the green, and just the shape of the leaves. I love how it fans out. This could be whether you have a modern or contemporary home, whether you have a traditional home, a Victorian home, your farmhouse type of home. I mean, it really works anywhere. And the fact that you only have to water it once or twice a month.
I know,
so if
it's
somebody
so
who
easy.
travels too.
It's perfect.
Right? That's why, again, for the younger set, give them a wonderful gift.
And you know, you may find totem poles at a big box store or something, but what you'll find is that they're very, very scrawny, like the dimensions are just like an inch or something. And we don't like that. We like a big, thick trunk. It just kind of adds a stateliness to it. And that's why, you know, we're so proud to bring these to QVC after starting our family business with these, because there's something special that you can really only find with Roberta's, these very old stocks here.
Wow, we started this season with Roberta's with 5,600 totem poles. We are about 600 remaining, and then we're gonna have to say goodbye to them for the season. M61669 is your item number. All right, moving right along. How about some color for your yard? Coming up, some carefree and color